Sora's husband had been dead for 6 years when the state charged her with loving twice. The notice gave her 72 hours. Leave the man beside her, or erase every legal record and personal memory proving her first marriage had ever existed. The law had begun after the pairing riots, when secret affairs, algorithmic jealousy, and inheritance disputes overwhelmed the courts. One registered love per lifetime promised stability. Sora and Daniel had signed happily at 26, believing the rule romantic rather than dangerous. Daniel died during a transit collapse. The city preserved his voice, photographs, messages, and the sensory archive couples used to revisit important memories. The law called Sora fulfilled. She had received her one permitted love, even if it ended after 4 years. 6 years later, she met Ren while repairing storm shelters. He never competed with Daniel's memory. He learned which anniversaries hurt, fixed the old kettle Daniel had bought, and understood that loving Sora meant living beside a history he had not made. Their first kiss triggered the civic bracelet. A red ring formed around Sora's name. The ministry offered mercy through the continuity exception. She could register Ren only if Daniel was removed from every archive, account, family record, and neural recollection. Ren told her he would leave. Sora heard generosity, then fear. If he stayed, he became evidence against her. If he left, the law would call her obedient while taking the future they had built. Daniel's sister Mara begged Sora not to choose deletion. Because their marriage archive connected both families, removing Daniel from Sora would also erase hundreds of shared moments from Mara's licensed memory collection. Sora searched for an appeal and discovered the rule's hidden benefit. Violent former partners could never register a second target under a new identity. Widows received lifetime housing. Children avoided repeated custody auctions. The law had solved real suffering by treating every human story as identical. A clerk quietly showed Sora the final page. The exception did not merely remove digital records. It used targeted reconsolidation to make Daniel emotionally unrecognizable. She might see his face and feel nothing. Ren proposed a third path: remain together without registration. The system would freeze Sora's bank access, medical proxy, and travel rights, and any child they had would be classified as legally unattached. At the hearing, Sora placed Daniel's wedding ring and Ren's shelter badge on the table. She refused to describe one love as authentic and the other as criminal. The judges reminded her that exceptions destroyed equal laws. Sora chose neither approved option. She broadcast her complete hearing, accepting the penalties. Mara shared Daniel's archive, and thousands of widows added their own names. Ren did not rescue Sora. He stood beside the consequence she had chosen. Months later, the law remained, but a court agreed to hear whether love could be counted as a possession already spent. Sora kept both memories and lost nearly every civic privilege. Her victory was not freedom. It was forcing the city to admit that grief had been mistaken for completion. If a law could guarantee stability by allowing you to love only once, would you protect the promise, or protect the human heart that changed after loss? The system had not arrived as a villain. People had voted for it because the old way had hurt them, and that history made resistance feel selfish rather than brave. Every convenient answer now carried a private cost. The closer the decision came, the less it resembled a puzzle, and the more it resembled a wound that would have to be chosen.